coffee since Saturday morning. Oh, you know, when you're a coffee addict and you don't get any coffee for a while, that's not good. So I wanted to jump on here to tell you that it is like 12:30 on Friday. So when last we spoke, I'm going to reposition constantly, so I'm going to reposition you constantly if that's okay. When last we spoke, sorry, I just got hit with a wave of pain. I apologize. So give me 1 second. I'm going to turn you off. Okay, so I guess I'm laying down. I said to Jim just now, I've been able to sit up a little bit better. Started yesterday. Actually started the night before last. I take that back. Where I was able to sit up to eat some of my dinner on the edge of the bed. So what I would do is I sit up, take a few bites, lay back down. But last night was the first time that I was able to sit up, take a few bites, lay back down, sit up again just a few minutes, not even a few minutes later, like just enough to rest my hip, and then to take a few bites and that sort of thing. You know what? I'm going to do one more thing. All right, so let's try this. This is on my left side. I often have to reposition. For some reason, I'll tell you what just happened. Let me tell you what just happened. I said to Jim, since I was sitting up yesterday, let me try sitting back up in bed. I haven't been able to sit up in bed since Sunday morning. I tried it for the first time and I just couldn't sustain it. It was just too much pain. But I figured since I could sit at the edge of the bed for a little bit longer, maybe I could try to sit up in bed better. So we spent the last half hour trying to find a good position. Pillows here, pillows there, pillows there. And I felt like I had a good position. So then I took that opportunity to brush my hair, to wash up. Like I was in a good position. So let me do all that. Set up the camera. I should have just started filming. Because that I should have realized that position was not going to maintain for very long. Let me fix this because it's like... And so where I last left off was... I spoke to you guys the other day. So when I talked to you, it was Wednesday right before I called the doctor. I think. No. Was it? Tuesday? Monday right after I talked to I don't remember. You guys tell me in the comments. Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you for all your well wishes. Of course, there's always going to be people on there who's got their 2 cents that nobody asked for. I appreciate it. I also appreciate everybody who's got like what they think is tough love or just go do it. Just go to the doctor. I'm not afraid to go to the doctor. I'm not. I have insurance things to work out. I have money things to work out. Yes, I have pain, but I also have other aspects. You know, it's not just about satisfying the pain, especially when, as bad as the pain is, I'm living with it. Does it make me cry sometimes? Is it overwhelming sometimes? Yeah. A lot of things in life are hard. They make you cry and they get overwhelming, but you live with it until you can't live with it anymore, and then you get help. I mean, that's me. You guys do you. Some people run their nose drips 2 times and they're at the doctor's office. I'm not like that. I was when I was younger. I had chronic sinus infection, so now I know when one's coming, and I know when I need to get an antibiotic. I know when I can treat it myself. Like that kind of stuff. I'm 51, so I'm not like, okay, 51's young, but 51's also old enough to know your body. I've been paying attention to my body my whole life, okay? Let's just say that. So that's for all the people who have things to say that are tough love, and I appreciate the tough love. I really do. I mentioned it earlier. We have a county ambulance in town that they will charge you to take you to the hospital. There's no private ambulance that your insurance, like some insurance companies only use private ambulances. We don't have any of that here. I don't know what my insurance company will cover if it's a non-emergent situation or if it's an emergent situation. Like I know there's this whole loops and hoops to jump through. But right now I'm living with it. Do you understand? Like yesterday was a really good day for me living with this. I talked to Sharon on the phone between medication regimens, which really helped stretch out that last half hour before I can take my pain meds again is like usually the worst. So I spoke to her at that time, and then Jimmy had made a really beautiful dinner. Hopefully you guys will see that video on his channel. He made the chicken salad, the Nordic chicken salad, which I love. It's my first vegetables I've had in like, I guess almost, well, not really a week, because this only really started Saturday night, and yesterday was Thursday, so close. But it was so amazingly delicious, and it was satisfying, and I was able to eat a whole portion, like sitting up, eating some, laying down, taking a break. All this time I was talking to Sharon, or Sharon was talking to me, because you're not supposed to eat and talk at the same time. Hi, woman. I've been praying for you ever since. So, okay, sorry. The last we spoke, I think I was going to call. Okay, so here's what happened. Just to give you a synopsis. Monday, I finally got in touch with the orthopedist. I told them my situation. They still couldn't see me till August 9th, but they bumped me up to the first call-out sort of appointment. I don't have a very wide choice of orthopedists in my insurance company. My insurance company doesn't take a very, like, I live in the middle of nowhere. I love where I live. I have never had a complaint about it before, other than it's a little too conservative from my view. However, this is the first time where it's like,
too warm.
Oh, it's too warm. But that's all over the country right now, honey. It's too warm in Colorado. Did you see those poor people in Minnesota had like 100 degrees a couple of weeks ago, and that's too much.
And we're now having it.
Yeah. But anyway, this is like my first big complaint about it, is because the one hospital in town has great portions and not so great portions, and they have some great doctors and not so great doctors. Like, there's just a lot of things to weigh out, type of thing. So, but of course, if I need surgery, that's probably where I'm going to have to go, unless they medically transport me to one of the Mercy hospitals, which, if my insurance company will cover it, I don't care. But anyway, so that was Monday. After I got off the phone with the orthopedist, I jumped onto the My Mercy message center, and I talked to the doctor I left a message for the doctor. I told her everything the ortho said, but that I was experiencing all this new hip pain, and the hip pain way outweighed the knee pain, and the choices were like non-emergent medical advice, or prescription renewal, or something like that. But I basically was like, at the time, it wasn't emergent, so I left her this big, long message. I think I told you guys all this the other day, but I'm just going to tell you follow-up. So I said, because it was at the end of the day, I told Jimmy I would just wait till the end of Tuesday. I'll give her, like, a full day. If her team doesn't, like, give her messages till the morning and she doesn't answer them till the evening, then sometimes that's what doctors do. So I was like, I'll give it to the end of Tuesday. So then Wednesday I called, because Wednesday it was not a good day, pain-wise. I'd have to do something. I was kind of like getting towards my wit's end a little bit. Not my pain tolerance, but my wit's end. Like, it really was becoming, like, I was crying over the frustration of having to deal with all this. That's what it was. If that makes any sense. The pain makes me cry, but the frustration of being dependent on somebody for so many things. Even if I was in a hospital nursing facility, I would still be dependent on somebody. And I know it's hard on my husband. It's terribly hard on my husband. And I don't want to put him through that. But the blessing that I have about being home, and he wants me home anyway, but the blessing I have about being home is a nurse in the hospital setting isn't at your beck and call. She comes when it's your turn. She comes when you need her to. And I can't stay seated on the commode for an immeasurable amount of time. I can't stay seated up for a long time. So the fact that I can get him here when I feel like I possibly have to go, and then maybe he might have to help me, like, just to have him at the ready, it's been such a blessing. Do you need me, sweetheart?
No.
Okay.
No, I just messed up.
Okay.
I don't know where I messed up and how I messed up.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is it a button? He's putting together my new commode, and I'll tell you guys about that. Is it a button push system, like slide like the other one, or is it
No.
you need a screwdriver?
No, it's got. Don't worry about it.
I'm just curious. I'm sorry, like an Allen key?
No, it is kind of a snap system.
Okay.
Except for this back bar, which we will discuss after.
Yeah, I don't probably think I want that anyway, right?
Right.
I like to lean back on the toilet. I'll tell you about that too. So, it's just like I was crying over frustration. I got to the point where I wasn't getting any answers and nobody's calling me back. So I finally called the doctor and I got her service. And I don't know, I waited till after lunch. I waited till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I would have called first thing in the morning, but I sleep when I can because the discomfort. Sometimes I'm up in the middle of the night. I actually have been up a lot between my 4 o'clock a.m. ibuprofen dose. Usually wakes me up around anywhere from 3:30 to 3:45 because I take my 4 o'clock ibuprofen dose and my 6 o'clock Voltaren dose. So sometimes I'm up that whole time. Sometimes I'm up between the 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock doses. And then when I take the 8 o'clock dose, I can fall back to sleep. So I just sleep when I can. So that particular day I slept until like lunchtime. Well, till like 10:30. And then I waited. I was like, I'll just wait till after lunch. I'll get myself situated for the day. Okay. So I called and I got her service, which was weird. It was after lunch. I thought I would get the nurse at the desk or something. So she took all of the information down, the whole story. And I basically also told her that there's a non-medical emergent message there that describes it as well. And she took the thing and she said, I'd leave the doctor a message. All day Thursday, I did not hear from her. So I said, and this is going to sound really obnoxious to some people, but really understandable to others. I said, Friday, I'm getting my New York out because I'm not tolerating this. Now, again, today, I ended up having a fantastic nap, which I'm calling a nap because I fell back to sleep at 10 o'clock. It was after Jimmy went to do his vlog. And I woke up with the 12 o'clock take your meds alarm, which was so wonderful. I actually dreamed for the first time and that I can remember. And it was a good dream. But you know what, ironically, it was about these people I used to babysit, these kids I used to babysit for. It was me taking care of everybody else. That was what my dream was about, which is kind of ironic, but I'm sure this means something. Get out your dream books, Dream Warriors. I'm sure it means something. So I woke up at 12 o'clock and I was like, okay, it's lunchtime. I'll call after 2 again. And that's what I'm going to do. So I figured I'd vlog to tell you guys what's going on. I still haven't gotten any pain medication. Today is Friday. So you can imagine I'm still on ibuprofen. I will tell you, true confessions, I'm taking way more than the recommended amounts for the day. But I don't care. I'm taking closer to the recommended amounts for prescribed Motrin. But I only have over-the-counter because nobody's gotten back to me, and it's what works. I tried taking 2 doesn't work. I tried taking 3 doesn't work. I tried taking 4 doesn't work. No, you're okay. It's what it is. I have to do what I have to do to get some peace and rest. I know that it's not going to be for months on end. I know that it's not going to be like forever. I know that it's just a temporary situation. I know that August 9th is approaching closer and closer every day. We're talking now that it's like a week and a half away, so that's another good thing. But I love my doctor, but I'm getting really frustrated with this situation. I was considering one thing, and I may make an appointment, maybe Monday. For $35, you can video message her. I think it's her, but it says a doctor. So make a video message appointment. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to see if I can get her on video message. But you all have been so sweet. I don't know what, if anything, that the ER could do for me. Other than give me medication, pain medication, and possibly get the tests done. Now, for those of you, and I've worked with a lot of women who never had a primary care physician or for their children, used to take them to the emergency room every time the kids got sick because of just like not having to commit to a doctor, I guess. I don't really know why. We talked about it and I can't remember why. But if you're one of those women, you know that it's expensive to go to the emergency room just when they're not admitting you. You get charged way more if you go just, if they can treat you in the emergency room, you pay way more than if they admit you for something. Now, I don't know that I would get admitted because I don't know what they would find. Is it just arthritis again? Is it something broken? Is it something infected? Is it something swollen? That type of thing. So, I will tell you the truth. The doctor in New York went on his instinct. I don't know if I told you guys this whole surgery story before, but when I finally went to the emergency room in New York, I had a team of doctors come and see me in the emergency room. And one of them was an orthopedic surgeon. Actually, it was his physician's assistant. And they said, he actually came to me afterwards, but the physician's assistant told me who he was and said that he was going to draw some fluid out of my knee to test it for whatever it was, test it for whatever. So I said, okay. And I was on medication and I was watching and I was like, cool, because I couldn't feel anything, right? So then I got my x-rays done. I couldn't do an MRI because at the time they only had an MRI that went to 350 and I was 357 or something. Or they went to an MRI that went to 320 and I was 357. It was like ridiculous. So I couldn't get an MRI, so I just had to get the x-ray. So the surgeon came in a little while later and said, we can't see much from the we could see some things from the x-ray, but I don't want to wait till the tests come back because you're in such pain. We don't want to keep you on the pain medication so long, and we're just going to schedule a surgery for tomorrow. We're going to go clean out and see what's going on. I was like, that's fine. I'm perfect with that. I'm 100% perfect. Now, I said that to him, but then afterwards I said, Jimmy, I never had surgery before, and he's like, it's going to be okay. He was worried. He can be reassuring sometimes. Sometimes he gets worried right along with me. But he really tries. You can see it in his eyes that he tries to be comforting and reassuring. So I did that, and thank God I did, because then I was admitted, and he had the surgery, and then they found out it was an infection. But if I would have had a different orthopedist that day, they may have sent me home with pain medication and pain management and to follow up in their office or whatever. Like, you don't know what a doctor's his skill level is or his experience is. That is definitely a thing that be played into it, is what's the doctor's experience. So that all to be said, I'm considering that a lot. It's painful to travel. It's painful to move from side to side on the bed. So traveling just for the sake of getting tests to me seems like ridiculous. Now, I know that the tests are important, but I literally was like, when I worked in the group home, some of the group homes had the lab that would come in and draw bloods, because if an individual had like a 5 a.m. med but needed to have a pre-med blood draw, the lab would come like first thing in the morning, actually do it half the time while they were like in twilight, like almost like asleep. And I know that labs come to your house. I know that. So I'm always like, do they have a traveling lab that can come do my blood work? Do they also have a traveling x-ray that can come take my x-ray? I'm like, that's how I'm feeling right now. So thank you so much, sweetheart. You're the best. He wants to have a day off today, and I got really upset because he looks really tired. We forgot to put the water machine on last night. We both woke up with sinus issues. But Bus, there's a storm coming. Why don't you push that open? You're going to be prop it open for yourself. We both woke up with sinus issues, but his is made like into a headache. Mine was just in my nose. And I feel really bad. And I was like encouraging him to take all this, take your medications and stuff. And he's like, no, it's all right. It's all right. So I just feel really bad today because I need him still. And he wants to take a day off, but taking a day off still requires some of my help. What's up, sweetie? Forget how to do it?
No.
Okay.
I just gotta take this piece off so I can clean it.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I think the rest of it will stay on there.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So I got my new commode. Side note, I got a new commode because the other one I got, I'm not. It's not that it's not great. It's what it is. But it's too tight for my hip. So if I didn't have an injured hip, if I just had an injured knee, it would be fine. Because I can fit between the arms, like with rubbing the arms. But because my hip hurts, it rubs my boo-boo. So it's like, I know it's going to be wider. That's the whole point, right?
Just a tad bit wider, but yeah. It's wider.
What do you mean a tad bit? It's supposed to be a lot wider.
Well, I can't really tell.
4 inches. Oh.
It's the old one sits inside the arms of the.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's better. I mean, 4 inches makes a difference, right? Did those arms come off?
No.
Okay.
The arms are part of the body.
Okay. Can you elevate it a little bit?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
If I
It looks like it needs to come up a little bit.
Just a push.
Could you? One
more
notch? Yeah. Sorry, guys. That's Jimmy. Jimmy, say hi to the people.
Hi.
Oh, did I expose my body? I'll edit that out. So, okay. Sorry, I am having ADD brain because when you can't stimulate your brain, it's everywhere.
Crack.
What?
You can't see.
Oh, you need lights?
No.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I need like that.
Sorry about that.
No.
So, I said to him, I'm like, I heard the digital assistant say that the new package had arrived, and I was like, right before I started vlogging, I said, listen, I don't need it now, but if you get it from me now, you can probably rest longer, because if I do have to go, I probably won't need you. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, I probably won't need you now that I can move around one, you know, like I'll have more capabilities to move around a little bit. So that's what he's doing. He's putting it together for me so that I can hopefully be more self-sufficient, which I'm really excited about. Being independent to me has always been really important, and despite what everybody thinks in the world, and despite even how sometimes Jimmy feels, it kills me to have to ask for help. It took me so long to learn how to ask for help, but that's beside the point. Anyhow, so hopefully I will get a hold of somebody at the doctor's office today. I will express clearly what kind of pain that I'm in. Clearly, people need to know how uncomfortable it is, and I need to get some sort of relief. I'm going to tell the doctor that I'm not abusing, but I guess that's really the word. I'm over dispensing the ibuprofen.
Overmedicating.
Well, over-medicating would imply that it's more medication than I need. You know?
Yeah.
It's not. I'm taking more than is recommended. For some reason, I'll tell you this, from drugs.com, the recommended daily dose of over-the-counter is 1,200 milligrams, which is really weird because it's every 4 to 6 hours. Two tablets every 4 to 6 hours. 1 to 2 tablets every 4 to 6 hours as needed. So you would think the maximum dose for the day would be every 6 hours. I mean, every 4 hours is 6 times a day, or even if it's just 5 times a day, right? Because a lot of people sleep that extra time. So every 6 hours would be, say, 5 times the day. And two pills is 400 milligrams. That would be a 2,000 milligram maximum dose. It's not. It's 1,200. I don't know. Don't ask me. I guess the 6 hour, if you can take 2 pills each time, you really can only do it the 6 hour apart 3 times a day. That's it. That's your maximum dose. 2, 4, 6, 4, 8, 12. Yeah, that's it. So I'm taking more than that. That's what I was trying to say. I am listening to someone's lawnmower go by my window and apologizing to my people. Oh, I don't even know if you can hear it, but I apologize. I also meant to tell you about the air things. It's really warm here today, so unfortunately I have to have both the fan and the air purifier on. But, okay. So I'm going to get off this with you, and then I'm going to do that. So in more better news, or better news. I have been able to do a lot of real thought about life and my situation and Jim and our future. And I've been doing a lot of resting, which has been good for my soul, not just my body. And not just resting like where I've been sleeping, because a lot of times I get into a comfortable position. It's not comfortable. It's less painful. That's what I want to say. It's a less painful position, a tolerable position. Sometimes I'll get into a tolerable position, and I just try to think about things to not focus on how intolerable it is. And I have had a lot of time to think. I don't read. You guys know I don't read, so if I read, this would probably be like prime opportunity to do reading. But I don't read. I've been working on the Bible study app, but all in private. I've just been trying to look for words of encouragement and words through pain. I can't tell you right now what they are because they're on my phone. But if I remember to, and I'm so bad at this, I will try to put them here. Or there. I think yeah, would be here. I want to cut my hair. I want to take a real shower. I want to cook my own food. I want to sit at the table. I want to sit at my recliner. I want to enjoy my view out my living room window. I want to live my life again. I want to go out. I want to go to the store. I want to go to out in the world. I don't want to just sit here. I literally can't imagine that we all get onto these people about like, why did she just sit there and do nothing? Trust me. I can finally realize and recognize why. Now, another thing that was brought up that was very negative, the way it was presented, but just a reminder, I am not on disability. There's nothing wrong with being on disability. I was actually thinking that I might have to go on disability because of my eyesight. But I still can work, so there's no need for me to go on disability. I'm not applying for disability. I'm not looking to apply for disability right now. So relax, please, with that. Relax. But even if I do, I deserve it. I worked for a long time. I paid into Social Security from the time I was 16 to the time I was 43 years old plus. I deserve it. Okay? So just zip it. I don't want to hear nothing else from anybody else about that. He's over there making faces and doing wiggly dances, so. This is all ready to go, Jim?
Yeah, it's clean laundry.
Oh, no, this commode's all ready to go?
Yes, ma'am. I read the instructions. I did what
Got your bucket of water in there?
It says as long as you're using the bag with the deodorizer pad, you should be okay.
Oh, I don't even know about that. Okay, he'll have to teach me. Apparently, they come with bags with deodorizer pads.
Teach yourself. That's what I do.
Oh, okay. Oh, sweet. There's a sample.
Yeah, 2 bags, 2 deodorizing pads. They work in Canada. Eh?
So, I know this wasn't very long, and I only had 1 sip of coffee to call it a coffee chat, but the coffee's over there, and I'm here, and I'm semi-comfortable for the time being. I feel like, is there any other questions? Jim, can you think if there was any other questions in the last video that I had to, like, respond to?
Not that I can recall.
I was going to talk about the hospital situation here. Like I said, the hospital has got like this brand new giant cancer center, and it's supposed to be one of the greatest cancer things and all these things. But I personally have had 2 people that I know that have gone to this hospital and have died as, I don't know that many people here. For me to know 2 people that have gone to this hospital and have died by neglect is definitely going to raise some flags. I'm not a paranoid person, but I'm going to the flags are raised, and
You've had so many different lawsuits because of wrongful death or.
well, I know that's what I was trying to say,
Yeah,
and
sick.
it's just another reason why I'm not rushing to the emergency room. The not the Delta variant, but also the COVID itself is here. Like COVID-19 Alpha and Delta are rampant in Missouri. Their numbers are elevated crazy in this town. People just are refusing to get vaccinated and wear masks. It's just, I can't really risk it. I know that you can get COVID with the vaccine, and it's a much milder symptoms. That's really what it's all about. But that's for people who are normally healthy. I don't know what it's like for somebody who's immunocompromised to get it, even if they've been vaccinated. So those numbers are still out. Do I want to risk my overall health and my life just to like not be in pain? These are so many things that I've got to consider. So it's just, I want you to know that I'm not just sitting here and wallowing, and I'm not just sitting here and having a pity party for one. I'm actually having a pity party for Jim, and he's telling me to stop all the time, and I'm like, but I feel really bad. And I know that those of you who have chronic illness who rely on your partner as your caregiver, I know you can relate, because the days where you can't and you rely on your partner, and then you just feel so empathetic to them for like, I know we signed up for in sickness and in health, but I don't think we ever thought it would be like this. So again, I want to tell you, I always silver lining it. I don't have cancer. Knock on microfiber. There's wood behind here, but there's no wood around me. Oh wait, there's a windowsill in here somewhere. Knock on wood. I'm not terminal. I don't have heart disease. Like none of the, I'm so grateful that I don't have anything that's like long-term deadly, but just going through this, even if it's just for 2 weeks or just for 2 weeks and 2 days. Oh, I feel so bad for him taking care of me like this. But he tells me to stop, and that's what it's about. And, there's days where it's frustrating to him, and there's moments where it's frustrating to him. And we've tried to work on our communication skills. What I had said to him yesterday I called him to come and help me. Something had fallen. I didn't need, like, it wasn't help me wipe, it was help me, I need something. I needed something. I don't remember. No, it was, I had an act, like I needed his help. Let's put it that way. And he's like, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I started to get upset because it was bad. And he's like, no, it's just that the universe is messing with us, because every time I go to sit down and do something, or go sit down and relax or whatever, I said, you end up calling me, or somebody needs me, whether it's me or mom. And I was like, well, can we communicate this a little bit better? And I was like, we've mentioned this lots of times before when I've had illness and not been, been under the weather, or had my mobility, my mobilities have issues, or my pain has been elevated. I was like, if you could just say to yourself, I'm ready to do the next thing, let me check on Jeri. That would be great. I'm ready to, before I start a project, if I check on Jeri, see if she needs me. I said, there's going to be times where it's still going to be like an emergent situation, but there's going to be times where it can be avoided. It could be avoided. Just come in here and say, hey, I'm getting ready to go relax. I'd take a break for about a half an hour. Do you need anything before I do? And yesterday he was working really hard around the house, and he was like, I was going to take a break for half an hour. And then he came in here and helped me for a half an hour, and he's like, all right, I got to go back to work. I'm like, dude, no, that wasn't a break. That was you working in here instead of working out there. So now go take your half an hour. And he's like, I don't want to lose my momentum. I'm like, well, if you feel like you can, but don't disregard your need for a break, just because you came in here and helped me instead. So he's happy. He got a new game. Are you gonna play it now?
I'm debating.
You should. No, don't debate. Just do it.
No, I want you to be able to watch the TV.
I don't watch TV. I usually play on the iPad and the iPhone. I only
so
watch.
basically having the house screaming in the background is just noise.
Don't be fresh. I can only watch House when I'm in this position. I'm going to have to get out of this position soon. So today I won't be watching House until whatever. But anyway, I
Yeah.
usually watch that on the iPad too. So he's being fresh. And
Fresh as a newborn's diaper.
he's giving me smirks behind the camera too, and making faces. He wants me to break up on camera for you guys. But I'm so grateful for all of you, and again, I think so much. I'm so thankful for those of you who are like so supportive. I want to say something. I don't want to say that I don't need anything, because I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking you to send me anything. I'm not. The advice is fantastic. The love and support is great. If you guys wouldn't mind going back and watching some autumn playlist for me, that would be so fantastic. That would really help us out financially. I don't have merch, so I'd be like, can't buy my merch or whatever. But that would be really very, very helpful to us right now, because just not posting for 2 days, it made my revenue go down. But I just couldn't post, guys. I couldn't. I had done some work. I tried to do a compilation video, and I just can't get in a comfortable position to do a voiceover for a long period of time. I might be able to today. See, this is what he was doing off camera. Oh, but I'm going to go, and I'll give you an update in a couple of days of what the doctor said today after I talk. Enjoy your weekend. I love you, and as always, you guys take care. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.
I can't see him. And there's the new commode. Woo! It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Bye.